Hey, good Wednesday morning. And boy, has it been a good Wednesday morning. The weather's been just gorgeous out there. All right, this is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Balon in the First Alert Weather Center. You'll have to pardon me. I have a little small tickle in my throat. All right, a little inside baseball for you here. So, meteorologist Brad Spakowitz. We love Brad. Brad, years ago, brought in an air filter. It's actually off camera. It's just kind of down off camera down there. And it's an air filter, so it purifies the air. Brad's a busy guy, and it's been a while since the filter has been cleaned out or changed, and I just did clean it out. The amount of dust in there was pretty thick, and I kind of feel like some of it is in my throat now. But anyway, Brad, if you're watching this, you're welcome. We love you. All right, let's get you out to a live shot. Let's see here. Well, that'll work out right. Here we go. Live view from our Oshkosh camera. Air Venture Day 3 is underway. All right, looks to the left of the church steeple there. You see the plane? Here, let's watch this. It's kind of swooping in off to the left, flying above the current conditions. 60 for temperature, dew point 50, variable wind at 7 miles an hour. That's pretty cool, right? Skies are clear across most of Wisconsin, except for a few clouds towards the upper Michigan border. I'm sure you're not surprised. First Alert Viper Max is dry. You know, we usually show Viper Max tracking rain and snow and storms. That's its primary thing. But Viper Max, did you know that it can do a lot more than that? Viper Max is awesome. For example, Viper Max is smart enough to know how much rain has fallen across the region over the past month, and then determine whether that is more or less than normal over the past 30 days. So the areas that you see here on the map in the yellow and the orange have been drier than normal since, well, let's see here, that'd be June 23rd. And the areas of green and blue have been wetter than normal. So let's fly in a little bit closer here. In general, rainfall over the past 30 days in the Fox Valley has been fairly seasonable, but most folks have not had that much rain, especially to the north of Green Bay, to the southeast of Green Bay. I mean, there's some folks who've only received about half the amount of rainfall that they should have received over the past 30 days. That's not great. And so these days, like today and tomorrow and Friday, oh, they're going to be so lovely and the nice weather, right? Nice weather. Look, we all love nice weather, but what we really need is some nice, gentle, soaking, widespread rain. Something that everybody can get. The problem is that we should get thunderstorms this time of year, and it's hit and miss rain, and not everybody gets it. It'd be nice to get a widespread light to moderate rain that lasts a little while. We have abnormally dry soil across eastern Wisconsin, and if you look between Fond du Lac and Manitowoc, moderate drought conditions. I'm a little concerned that with limited rain chances between now and the weekend, this is going to get a little worse before maybe it gets better, hopefully. Low temperatures this morning. Did you notice how cool and crisp it felt out there? I mean, it's late July. I'm using the word crisp, right? We got down to 41 this morning in Rhinelander. And I'll bet you if you go north, there probably were some spots in the little nooks and crannies in Vilas County that probably got down to the upper 30s. I would bet on it. 51 was the low this morning in Marinette and in Shawano. Got down to 52 this morning in Appleton and in Manitowoc. Now, as we hit 8:37 this Wednesday morning, we're on either side of 60 degrees. It's 58 in Green Bay. We're at 60 in Oconto and Manitowoc. It is 59 degrees in Escanaba, Michigan. We'll see a high of 75 this afternoon. Beautiful weather, comfortable, right? Sunshine, but as we get into the midday in the afternoon, we're going to find these lumpy, puffy cumulus clouds that at times will block the sun. It'll turn partly sunny. There's colder air upstairs in the atmosphere, and so as the July sun warms the air right above the Earth's surface, that air bubbles up. It goes up thousands of feet into the cooler air aloft, and we get condensation, and boom, clouds. And they'll there probably will be some cloudy intervals mixing in with the sunshine around and after lunch. And as that happens, our rapid rise in the temperatures will level off, and we'll see a lot of low and mid 70s this afternoon. And not as much wind compared to yesterday. That's something that is not lost on me. So here's first alert pinpoint predictors highs. 71 for Lakewood, 73 for Sheboygan, a high of 75 in Wapaka, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac. So yeah, we should be in the mid 70s for AirVenture today. Yesterday, the northwest winds were kind of gusty, especially in the evening. Today, we have a lighter north to northwest wind, not too far from 10 miles an hour. And that wind still funneling in dry air. It's not sticky out there at all. In fact, like if you haven't opened up the windows, do it. Like get that fresh air in your house. Our dew points, that measure of moisture, that's dropping back into the upper half of the 40s. That's a treat in late July, a July gem, if you will. The farmers market on Broadway has had a rough year, but today, if you want to go, yeah, today's the day to go. Comfortable, 75 at 4 o'clock, 70 at 7 p.m., light northwest winds, sunshine, puffy clouds, and you'll find fewer of those clouds as you get into the early evening, like say 7 p.m. By then, fair skies and 70 degrees. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the next big change. Heat and humidity coming back this weekend and some storm chances. Here's the setup. We've seen this pattern kind of reoccur this summer. So the northwest flow of the jet stream, which is bringing in the less humid air, begins to shift across North America. There's a bubble of high pressure, a dome of heat out towards the western United States that's going to be building in the days to come. And as we get into the weekend, it is going to expand towards the Midwest. And we're probably going to be on the edge of it, the cusp of it. So around that heat dome is the storm track, the jet stream. And that's where you tend to find these clusters of showers and thunderstorms. And so we'll have to watch for that this weekend into early next week. So there's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. See what I mean? We go from 75 today to nearly 90 for high temperatures Sunday into Monday. Hazy, hot, humid. The heat index, it's probably going to reach the 90s. Now today, here's Pinpoint Predictor looking at our sky conditions. Sunshine, there are those puffy clouds that I told you will be developing in the midday and the afternoon. Predictor hints that there could be a sprinkle, but I suspect that most folks will probably stay dry. High pressure over top of us will give us quiet weather for tonight. And then more lovely weather for Thursday and Friday with highs not too far from 80. It's pretty seasonable. Mid-80s on Saturday, turning breezy, turning humid. Can't rule out a stray thunderstorm, but spotty to scattered thunderstorms are more likely Sunday into Monday. I would say those rain chances are about 30 to 40% apiece. And the risk of severe weather during that time for now is in the low category. I'll watch for a possible upgrade on Monday. Could go either way. I do anticipate there's going to be a front and plenty of unstable air coming in with that front on Monday. So it's a little early to be sure about that, but that's kind of what my gut is saying there. So a low risk of severe weather Sunday into Monday. Monday we'll keep an eye on because that might be more of a volatile situation. We'll see. So keep informed over the next couple days. Oh, by the way, speaking of severe weather, a little nugget of knowledge for you. Okay, so far in Wisconsin, it's unconfirmed because the National Weather Service is still piecing together the data, but so far this year, including the 4 tornadoes that were reported across the state on Monday evening, that brings our statewide total this year to 43 tornadoes in the Badger State this year. And that ties us for number 4 on the list for most Wisconsin tornadoes in 1 year since this stat has been kept since 1950. So it's been an active season, an active summer, if you will. And again, 43 unconfirmed, so I put a little asterisk on there. The Weather Service, they may be doing some more checking into things, maybe some checking in on some damage surveys across the state, compiling data, and then adding that all up. So this number might change. In a typical year, Wisconsin averages 23 tornadoes, and we've easily surpassed that. So an active year for severe weather, especially tornadoes across Wisconsin, and it's only late July, so there's time for that number to continue to tick up, although I hope it doesn't. We want people to stay safe, and to stay safe, follow the weather, follow the forecast with our free WBAY First Alert Weather app. We can give you anything you want, from sunny weather like today, at least this morning, to severe weather, which we had on Monday, and maybe early next week, we'll see. So tap the app and download our free WBAY First Alert Weather app if you haven't done so already. Coming up on Action 2 News at noon and at 4, meteorologist Emily Mers. She will get reacquainted with the weather pattern after enjoying a couple days off, and she'll give you the forecast update coming up, Action 2 News at noon and at 4. All right, Aisha Morales and I are getting ready for Action 2 News mid-morning, and that is at 9 a.m., so about 15 minutes from now. Should be a good show. We promise that we'll give our best effort. We'll make it worth your while to watch. And why don't we wrap things up with a live view? Let's take you to our Green Bay Sky Cam. We're looking southwest from downtown out towards Lambeau Field and right next door, Nitschke Field. You know what's in a week? A week from today? The start of Packers training camp. Can you believe that? Doesn't summer always just kind of fly by? Yeah, Packers training camp starts a week from today. Right now, sunny skies. Might look a little bit different next week. We'll see. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a First Alert update on what that Packers training camp opener forecast looks like tomorrow during the morning show, okay? So I'm giving you a First Alert to my First Alert. Somebody out there in our management team is probably happy about that. All right, I'll let you go. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Enjoy this really nice weather. See you around.